ladies and gentlemen, here we are on Moonlight Madness in the second round of the ASL Bacon Weekly number 5. And this guy should be a name that you are very familiar with if you've been tuning in to the past weeks of this tournament. But here we go. He is representing Flipside Tactics, and his name is puCK. And on the other side of things, this guy winning the first match, of course, too. 2-0, by the way. It is gonna be Liquid's Snute. So we were able to see a little bit of Snute's ZvZ there, and it looked very similar to his Heart of the Swarm ZvZ, and ZvZ in general is kind of similar, but he did go into the Lurkers on game number 1, you know, so he does know a little bit about that unit that's pretty damn good here. Not only in ZvZ, but in this matchup that we have for you today, the ZvP matchup. And we'll see how he actually approaches it here. You know, Snute also used to be one of the best ZvPers back in the Swarm host days, and puCK used to be one of the best PvZers back in, like, I don't even know what kind of days they were, but I just know that puCK used to love this matchup. Or at least do incredibly well in it. Talking about days of like King Sejong Station, even far as back as like Belshir Vestige, when he had some really powerful 2-base all-ins, but puCK hasn't really been about those that much lately, you know? Definitely been doing a lot of tricky plays. I really like watching puCK play. He approaches his game in such a cool way, and we'll see if he's able to take out Snute here, as we do have Moonlight Madness. Now, this matchup wasn't as kind of just happy-go-lucky as the last one in the vetoing process. They did go through a proper veto, and, you know, it is not a mirror matchup, so it's definitely something that you would want to do. But the surprise to me is that the first map that we do spawn on is going to be Moonlight Madness. So, you know, sometimes I know a lot of Zerg players don't really like this map too much. But sometimes Zerg players really do like this map a lot just because of the different rock options, and if you're able to be very aggressive on it and shut down the third base of the Protoss, it can be pretty effective. I know Bly is a player that does not usually mind playing on this map, and sometimes we see him pick it just straight up. So here into the game though, as we do have the Twilight Council being put down by puCK, Snute just working on his economy. He went for a very fast 3 hatcheries. And Double Gas here hasn't really invested into anything just yet, as he did delay the gas for quite some time. But his larva is going to be just explosive, as he does have 3 hatcheries with 3 queens. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a bit of that creep spread going down, as he may not be able to spend all of his larva, you know? Maybe send it... Oh, that is the worst feeling! Anytime that creep tumor goes down, and wow, the depths fire a little bit too slowly. Wow, I've never seen a creep tumor make it to 1 HP before. I actually don't think I've ever seen that, but yeah, it is going to be able to survive, and that first creep tumor is so crucial in spreading the creep for later. And once you spread that first one, then it's all good, because at least the queen will have energy for the next, and you can start to spread it in multiple directions as opposed to just waiting for the queen to just put down one creep tumor that just wasn't able to be actually used. So looking like Blink is going to be the choice of tech here out of puCK, while he does also put down the robotics facility, which will be able to deal with those Ravagers if he does decide to go into it, Snute. And I don't know the style of play that Snute actually does in ZvP nowadays, so very intrigued to see how he does approach it. He has a Roach Warren out, but he hasn't really utilized it just yet. Speed is on the way, as well as the Lair, and he's just droning up. He's up to 64 drones. He's starting to saturate all of the gases here, and he hasn't dropped an Evo. Yeah, 70 drones, guys. So we are just going to see a ridiculous amount of units coming out from here on. As, I mean, he doesn't really need any more drones, at least until he takes a 4th. Got a little bit of an ambitious drone here, but it looks like he is going to be taking a 4th right now. So I actually thought he was either misrallied or doing some, I don't even know, proxy kind of, you know, you lay down some creep with an Overlord and then proxy the tech. Sometimes you see someone like Nurchio do that with the Spire. And I mean, other players, of course, do it too, but Snute not going to be doing that. He's just going to go for that 4th base. Super macro style here, as he's most likely going to be taking down those rocks. puCK is also going into a super macro mode himself as he's saturating 2 or 3 bases here. And what did he actually do with the Robo? I think he made an Observer. Observer coming out, and he's also made a Warp Prism, which is making its way across the map very shortly. But the Mothership Core? Okay, I was wondering what it was doing, just getting ahead of things here. Maybe checking the Watchtower as he moves on out. It does already have an Adept there at the Watchtower. But here comes the Warp Prism here, and it's going to be a big attack, most likely, coming out of puCK, who has been shown to be a big fan of the Blink Stalker, of the Disruptor. And that's exactly what he's going to be doing. He's sitting on 0 upgrades. I don't even know if he has a Forge yet. But Snute is going to be on +1. And his road speed is done. His Ravagers are also out into play. He's only going Mass Ravager, though. He needs a bit of Lings to at least buffer here. And it's going to be there. Yeah, here come the Lings. Not quite upgraded just yet. And they don't even have any of the shield upgrades either. But puCK is going to have to just move on home for now. But with some good Warp-ins, he might be able to do something here. As, I mean, he does have the Blink upgrade. Remember that. He can trade here, but he does not want to walk into that Corrosive Bile. And using the Warp Prism as a reinforcement point, as opposed to a distractionary tactic, he's just going to try to face this force of Snute, who is just pushing on forward with a lot of the Roaches and, well, just the Ravagers and the Lings, actually. I believe he morphed every single one of his Roaches into Ravagers right now. And he's just going to go pure Ravager, trying to take out that Warp Prism, but he just isn't able to get it. Going to have to try to catch it in that Warp-in mode. But this is just a lot of good trading here, out of both, actually. I feel like puCK did get the better end of it because he's able to retain a lot more of the Blink Stalkers. And how many of the Ravagers have been taken out? Only 1. It's mainly Lings that have been taken out. So, you know what? Maybe not too bad here for Snute. Sometimes I like to actually go for +1 on the melee, too. Because Lings are so effective in Legacy of the Void. Because Protosses haven't really been making the sentries as much. And that was really the main reason why you didn't see a lot of Lings in Heart of the Swarm or Wings of Liberty. So here we go. Disruptor Tech coming out here for puCK. He's also going into a second robotics facility as well. Still hasn't managed to get any upgrades, as the first Forge is just now finishing. You know, he can clean up a bit of the creep here. But until those Disruptors come out, I mean, I don't think these Blink Stalkers can take that force. They could trade again, but I mean, I guess it wouldn't be too bad, right? Maybe a little bit of some distraction. But with some good Disruptor shots, actually, things could change very quickly. There's only 1 Disruptor out right now, and puCK is just going to go ahead and take a 4th behind this all, not going onto creep. Very smart move here out of puCK. Does not want to just go out onto the creep and then lose his whole army, as he doesn't even have his Mothership Core with it. He cannot recall, so he just plans to use the most mobile units that he has, the Blink Stalker, to try to get some trades. That Warp Prism does have to dance a bit, and a good Disruptor shot. Oh, right in the middle of everything, gonna take out a lot of those Ravagers and Lings. And I mean, that's a pretty happy trade there for puCK, as he doesn't lose anything. But Snute is pissed off, man. He's not about that. Does not want to deal with losing so many of his Ravagers for free. But some Blink Micro gonna be able to get those Stalkers away, but the zoning potential of those Disruptors is just a little bit too much. But there's a huge Muta switch here going into the natural of puCK, who doesn't have any defenses. Remember how late his Forge was, which means that his cannons were not in place either. But with some good Photon overcharges on those pylons, Snute has to be so careful. He's focused more on the engagement. Is puCK focused on the engagement, though, with some good Corrosive Biles? Oh, he's going to blink on out of there. But, you know, Snute is going to lose all of his Mutas. He might be happy to do that, though, if he is able to take out the force of puCK. He's actually going on in. Ravager Ling. Better upgrades, +2 to the +1. A good Disruptor shot gonna take out a lot of those Ravagers here, but the Disruptor does go down. And remember, these Ravagers don't have a lot of armor, or at least a lot of HP. They're gonna get taken out by those +1 Blink Stalkers with ease. But that one Muta, he's trying his best to take on 5 Stalkers, but you know, it's just not gonna really work out for him there. So Snute did some pretty good trading there until he lost all of the Disruptors. So it was looking pretty good until puCK decided to capitalize on the fact that there was no buffer for them. And then he just lost every single one of them. But at least Snute did get a Disruptor for his troubles. Now, puCK does have a double Robo production here. And he's going to remake his... oh, wait. Did he already... No, he lost the Warp Prism. So he is remaking it. So he's going to try to remake it here. Snute is just going Roach, Ravager, Muta at the moment. And if he's not careful, this 4th is in jeopardy. Ooh, gonna hit a few of his own Lings with that Corrosive Bile. And now puCK just has to get a good disruptor shot once again. Snute has to realize this again. Just split him up. Oh, but he loses 3 right there in the middle. A lot of these stalkers are really low HP, but I don't think there's enough Ravagers here to actually deal. puCK pushing on forward here. Doesn't have +2 just yet, but he does have the +1. And with some good Blink Micro, he can start to really trade here while he is mining from his own 4th. A lot of these drones do have to get taken off the line for Snute. You know, Snute is holding on, but if he continues to go down this path, puCK's double robo production is just going to be a little bit too much for him to handle. Trading way too efficiently here with the disruptors. You know, not really able to keep a lot of his units alive. And with only roaches or ravagers and lings, it's just, I don't know. He tried to go for the muta route, but he wasn't able to retain them. If you look at the units lost, Snute did lose 13 mutas there. Wasn't able to keep them alive, unfortunately. But if he's able to at least tech up a bit, maybe get some lurkers. I know disrupt. Oh, whoa, puCK. Gonna actually mess up there for a bit. But now, whoa, a big old hit on a lot of those ravagers. And the mutas aren't going to be effective once again. puCK is just kind of biding his time as he doesn't want to overextend, but he is going to go for it. With some good ling buffer, he should be able to trade decently with no disruptors here, but one disruptor does reach here on the front line, or at least the back line. And if you get stuck into a corner, that disruptor shot is going to be so much harder to actually deal with. Oh, but puCK actually picks up the disruptor. Don't know if he did it by accident or just to save the shot, but I don't believe that it does return or reset the cooldown. puCK getting a bit more aggressive right now. Snute doesn't have anything on the other side of them. Oh, friendly fire. Going down on a lot of the Ravagers. All the new names got me all tongue twisted right now, but you know, I think in this situation, pure Ravager Ling isn't gonna cut it anymore. puCK, very, very good in his army control, is gonna be just trading far too efficiently. And now this is the position he can do a disruptor shot on the ramp, which is exactly where Snute needs to come down. But, you know, sticking on that high ground is what Snute is going to do. And the longer this does go down, I feel like puCK is going to be in a better position because he's able to get his upgrades back up. One thing that puCK has been slacking on for this game. So, is it going to be back to the mutas? I don't know if the mutas is the right choice. They do have +2 though, actually. Oh, another big hit, and here come mutas with +2. Disruptors do not affect mutas, remember, but they do affect those Ravagers that do keep getting taken out. And yeah, this is a little bit of a sticky situation here for Snute, as he does get some good corrosive biles. Looking like mass muta is the answer here with +2. If puCK doesn't have +2, then that's not too bad here. But oh, you get a free disruptor, gonna get one. Thing that has been causing him such a headache this whole game. Once the +2 of puCK is done, and then we start to get into +3, I start to fear here for Snute's life, as he's not able to really secure another base, and he's just not able to kill this army of puCK, who is pushing down on the natural, taking down a lot of those units here in Overlords. What does Snute do from here? I mean, he has 27 mutas. He's just gonna go for the mass muta route, you know, and I don't know if the base trade is gonna work. But with that amount of stalkers, once they have the +2, it's gonna be so much harder. That is a lot of mutas. Alright, Snute is going for it. He's just gonna do it. It's now or never, Snute. Gonna go ahead on top of a lot of these stalkers. And you know, mutas versus stalkers is actually a pretty good trade here, if he can at least get overwhelming numbers, but I don't know if it's gonna be able to. +2 has finished here for puCK. 42 stalkers to 32 mutas though, I don't think that is the amount that he wants. If it was reverse and it was 42 mutas to like 32 stalkers, then you go in for the trade. But when you're on limited economy, I don't really know here. puCK doesn't really have the answer just yet to mass muta. Blink stalkers is going to be what he does choose to do. But I mean, yeah, it's never really a good position. It's never a easy position here. puCK though has decided to put a lot of cannons at home, and with some pylon overcharges, he should be able to defend pretty decently, but yeah, that mothership core is on the other side of the world, chilling over there, and you know the answer to puCK, which has been the Blink Stalker thus far, is going to be taken out in that cybernetics core destruction, and even the Templar Archives going to get taken out. There is still potential for the Archons as the Shrine, well, was up until it got taken out. But on the other side of things, puCK is going in. He is going and taking out the bases of Snute, going into a full base trade scenario, and he feels like he can win it here. And I think he can as well, as he did save a lot of his probes, even getting in on the action. Going in now, Snute gonna try to get some good damage done with the Mutalisks. He's gonna get the main, but I mean, with those photon overcharges here to get rid of those Lings trying to counterattack, DTs should be able to deal with them as well. I think the Lair is gonna get taken out here, and with only one Overseer on the map, if puCK can manage to snipe it, he should be able to win the game, especially because he is starting to make some Phoenixes of his own. And this is just a little bit too much here. There's a lot of Protoss on the ground. A little too much Protoss, I think, as Snute is doing the best that he can. Is he going to be able to take out the... Oh my goodness, he takes out the Mothership Core before the Photon Overcharge is able to go down. And you know what? Once that Mothership Core is down, you know, there's no Cybernetics Core. Can't remake it either. He's going to be able to at least contest it now. I mean, if Snute can hide all of his structures, he doesn't have enough money to make any more, unfortunately. And I think that is going to be the last building here. Not this one here, but the hatchery. Once that is taken out here on the right side of the map, everything is going to get revealed. puCK can start to split up a few of his stalkers, but he doesn't want to split up too many because there's still a fearsome amount of mutas on the map, 33. So with the +2 upgrade, it also +1 carapace. I think puCK, he's supply blocked. He can't make any more units. We're actually going into a legit base trade here. But I think once this, yeah, the hatchery has been found. Once it is taken out, I just don't see Snute being able to defend. Especially because he would be able to dive on the final structures with a bunch of Blink Stalkers and DTs. puCK is just going to secure his own other base on the side of the map, the bottom right, as he just realizes that if he loses everything here, then, I mean, all this work that he's done is for nothing. Snute is down to 0 drones. He can't even make a drone from that last hatchery, unfortunately, so this is it. It's now or never, man. And I think what puCK is going to do here is just send out the DTs onto the map to kill the final remaining structures while he just makes sure that these buildings in the bottom right do not go down. Like, there's no other reason to use your stalkers right now for anything else other than that. Like, why else would you do it, right? I mean, the DTs can handle it. It might take a little bit more time, but the fact that Liquid Snute has not built his base and is being revealed, as you do see there, you need to realize that. I mean, it's just no reason really now. So the mutas are going to dive onto those pylons, but oh my god, the carnage. Are these +3 stalkers yet? No, they are +2. Snute is going to go for the buildings. He's going for the pylons. But I mean, can he actually contest the stalkers here? I don't even know where that last Phoenix went, but it's not enough here. Snute gonna fall in game number 1 as puCK takes it here in a really, really tense base race scenario that we did face on. Alright, it is game time, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on Terraform, as we have game number 2 between 2 wonderful players. First of which, representing the flip side tactics, it is puCK. puCK. And on the other side of things, probably has a bunch of fangirls of his own, it is the top left Zerg, Liquid Snute. Oh my god, Snute. Doing incredibly well over the years, and you know, it's really nice to see them meet here. Legacy of the Void, a whole new chapter. Ho ho ho, a whole new chapter here, as we do have the gold base being taken here by Snute really early on. I don't know if puCK actually does his probe scout. I think he does, you know, so if he's able to get that probe out here after the gateway, yeah, he's gonna go on out there, see what the hell is going on, and he's gonna be able to see that there's no hatchery here, and if there's no gas being taken, I highly doubt that Snute is going for like the ultimate slowling all in, especially against a Protoss in Legacy of the Void. It's incredibly hard to actually do something like that, simply because of the Photon Overcharge and the Adept, different units that are just really good at dealing with Lings. And well, you know what? There's one way to scout. Drone pull! Pull the boys! Better be careful, puCK. You gotta defend at home. The drones are coming to kill you. And no, they're actually not. But uh-oh, a little bit of a pathing error here. Oh, no, I thought it was a pathing error. I thought that they were going to the opposite side, but They're just gonna go over to the gold, and puCK is just like, yeah, I want to be one of you because gold minerals seem to be better than the blue ones that I was mining over at home. And you know what? There's not too much that puCK can do about it right now. So instead of going to try to punish it, he's just gonna go and I would say get his own economy going. You see players like No Regret do things like this quite a bit on these gold maps. And, you know, we even saw Snute do these kind of things on Vani Research Station back in the day, and other maps that did have the gold base as well. So, I mean, they're still very effective, and I think that puCK is just going to kind of weather the storm. It's a little bit more scary, though, in Legacy of the Void, because Ravager Ling All-ins are incredibly potent. So I think puCK realizes that, and he just decides to drop a Robo, but he put it at the front of the of his base. So I guess the benefits of putting it there is that the Immortals will be able to reinforce incredibly quickly, but the kind of downside of it is that if it's only powered by one pylon, it could get shut down. I assume that puCK would put down another pylon, but it is still in range of Ravagers. So even if the pylon isn't targeted, the Robo itself can get targeted. But sometimes you really need that robotics facility to pump out those Immortals close to your front wall as possible. So he's just going to decide to do that. And, you know, I guess you can't really fault him. He's probably been in this situation before and has kind of said, all right, the benefits kind of outweigh the negatives. At least that's what I can understand. So Adept is going to be a little annoying here. Taking out almost a couple drones, but I think he only got one. As Snute did pull back the weakened ones. The Adepts do two-shot drones, so you have to be very quick as to which Adept is targeting your drone, and also just get it out of the range. But he's going to get smacked in the face by the Roach Saliva, and now it's going to be a different kind of Saliva that he has to deal with in the form of the Ravager, as Snute is morphing in quite a few, walking them across the map, that terrifying march that they do. Ravagers are so goofy looking, man. Like, they remind me of something from like Zelda, like 64 or something. Like the spiders that like come down and piss you off because I'm afraid of spiders. But here come the Ravagers as they're going to be pissing puCK off. But I've seen puCK hold some really nice Ravager all-ins before. And let's see if he's able to do it here. 3 pylons powering that robotics. So it looks like it is going to be puCK who is going to be patient here, deciding which one to overcharge. He doesn't want to just do it yet, you know? Instead of like just panicking and photon overcharging every single one, it only lasts 11 seconds. You have to be incredibly patient and start to get out those Immortals, start to get out those units. But whoa, watch out for those sentries as they are gonna move on forward. The ability of the Immortal on the front has already been activated, which does mitigate some of that damage. So puCK is in a little bit of a mode here. Snute is being very smart by targeting the production. So like this 2-base economy of puCK, which is fully saturated here on the minerals, usually going to be good if you're able to actually make units. But he can't make units right now, and puCK could be in a little bit of trouble. I mean, the photon overcharge is great, but the only thing going to be able to be made is going to be stuff from the Robo facility. And the thing about puCK though is that he went really up. He went up into that disruptor super fast. So he takes out one of them. I think Snute has learned his lesson from the last game. And it's going to be a bit of a cooldown before that disruptor can shoot again. Finally, a photon overcharge going down as puCK decides to get some of his army up. But he's only... Oh, 2 more pylons get taken out. And this is such a scary position for puCK. But he is keeping cool under pressure, you know? If there's somebody that keeps cool under pressure, it is puCK. Snute needs to not get hit by that disruptor. I think that's a bit of a bait, though. Yeah, that's the bait. Oh, Snute! You're gonna lose a bunch of those Ravagers, and that is all you really need to do. That's pretty much all you need to do. The confidence of puCK is just gonna be through the roof right now. 2 Immortals are gonna just blast away that Ravager. And whoa, how the tables have turned here. As I don't know what it was that was distracting Snute. Could have been like one Adept or something that just went across the map, but that just went absolutely horrendously for Snute. He lost every single one of those Ravagers, and that was his key to winning this game. 27 drones to 45 probes with a bit of patience and some nice, what is that thing even called? I believe it's still called the Purification Nova. Yeah. That's all it takes. Life lessons, boys. But now here we go. puCK deciding to move out onto the map here. A few Adepts and some Sentries and Disruptors and Immortals. Like, This is a scary force here for Snute to deal with, who is actually going to be running out of minerals at that gold base soon, as well as some bases. Oh, goodness. Speed isn't even done for the Lings yet, but, you know, they're actually doing some work, surprisingly. Actually, Speed is going to be done now, though. Now the Immortals are going to Billie Jean it away and just moonwalk, try to not get hit by those Ravager shots. But the Warp Prism coming to save the day, though, should be able to let puCK show off his micro skills. Micro Jackson is what I call him right now, as he is pushing over to the gold base of Snute, which may not even be the biggest priority, but he is just going to try to stop it. Why go onto the creep when you can just kind of punish the way that the map layout is? And what is Snute going to do here? In order to actually engage, he has to move all the way around, and you know, his economy's not looking that great at the moment. So yeah, it is looking even worse as the drones are going to get pulled off the line. Snute looking to fall here. The supply 97 to 60 as puCK is even taking the third base at the same time. Oh no, Snute, he's going to try to hold on here, but it's pretty much the final. Oh, whoa, that has been Snute's downfall this whole series. That Purification Nova. Says, apparently those Ravagers, you know, just not really able to contest it. Pure Ravager Ling, it's a little bit, I mean, it does take a bit of micro, but Purification Nova, it doesn't really cost anything, it's just a bit of a cooldown, and puCK has been pretty good at taking out those units of Snute. But there is a big hole here in the wall of puCK, but with those Photon Overcharges, I think he's going to be able to deal with this. As a lot of the Lings do take out some of the probes, but that is not what puCK cares about just right now, as he's going in for the kill. And I mean, this is like a base race that we had on Moonlight Madness, but without mutas, without hope, it is gonna be puCK taking Snute out here in the second round of the ASL Bacon Weekly number 5.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.